Two of my fellow St. Louis RideShare drivers have been carjacked in the last week in my market of St. Louis, Missouri, in one particular area in North County on two different incidents by two different groups of teenagers. Look at these stories here. I'm going to give my response, and I just want to bring some light to what some of the RideShare drivers in my community are facing right now.
First at 5, Uber driver dangers. There is a new dose of anxiety for Uber workers and those of the like after an Uber driver was carjacked, shot at, and their car used to lead St. Louis police on a chase across multiple towns. At the end of the run, 4 kids were taken in, but right now they are out of custody. This all started late last night in the Ville neighborhood on Kinnerly near Newstead. First Alert 4's Shoshana Stahl is in the newsroom tonight asking police about charges and RideShare drivers about their safety.
Corey, the Uber and Lyft drivers I spoke to say it's a balance of risk versus reward. They want to offer rides and make that money, but they also want to be safe. Crimes like this on overnights lead them to be a lot pickier about who they pick up and where. David Woods has been an Uber driver on and off for the last several years.
I want to make sure people get where they're going. You know, that's a big deal. But at the same time, I also want to go home every night.
He says he's not surprised to hear of another RideShare driver becoming the victim of a crime.
In recent years, at night, it has sometimes turned into what you'd call the Wild Wild West.
St. Louis police say around 11:30 Tuesday night, a 67-year-old Uber driver was going to a pickup in the Northsidesville neighborhood when a gun was pulled on him, his car stolen, and he was shot at but not hit. Woods says this
is a problem with St. Louis. It's not a big city. And I've talked about it can be dangerous. You got to know where not to go, what time, things like that. If you're doing RideShare, and I did it at nighttime. A few years back, I was doing RideShare like after I would get off the casino job. And I knew what areas to stay away from. But sometimes you get a surge, you get something looks too good to be true. It's like, ooh, no. It's never worth it. And in major cities that have some high crime rates, if you're picking up people in this dark, it's past, let's say 10 p.m. in certain areas, they'll use fake names. They come to your car, they got hoodies on, masks. I mean, leave. Don't ever let somebody get in your car in 2025 with a mask on. I don't care who it is. It's you see it in St. Louis and other cities. Hoodies on, and it's 90 degrees. I don't know who that is. She's waving to me. I don't know. She must know me from YouTube. I don't know. But you got hoodies and mask on, coming up from the back of the car being weird. If that happens, leave. Leave. I mean, twice it's happened in St. Louis now. In the last week, twice, carjackings by kids. Let's continue to watch this.
Brings up bigger safety concerns.
You're not allowed to have anything in your vehicle for self-defense driving Uber and Lyft. They don't allow you to have stuff like that. You can get your account deactivated, but I mean, it's a moment where you're looking across in another vehicle and you reach down like you're bluffing like you have something. So I've been able to get out of a couple situations that I wasn't necessarily certain I was going to have a good time with.
About an hour after the carjacking, the car was spotted in the city, leading to a chase. It ended in the county near I-70 and Lindbergh. 4 boys were taken into custody. 2 were 15, the others 16 and 17. The teens were let out from the county's juvenile court and into the custody of their guardians.
SLMPD has talked several times over the summer about the importance of holding parents responsible for what juveniles are doing. We have 4 juveniles that were involved in this. Are the parents going to be held responsible?
It's certainly on the table, and I know that our detectives will look at it.
SLMPD says they are trying to figure out if those teens called the Uber or even committed the carjacking. RideShare driver Jason Edwards prefers to drive at night because he thinks it's safer.
Unfortunately, there's a lot of people that don't abide by any laws at all, and it's quite common to see car wrecks. Quite often, I'll give somebody a ride from the casino to a drop-off location in North St. Louis, but I don't accept another offer while I'm there.
New this morning, St. Louis police arrest 3 juveniles after a car chase. Police say they responded to a carjacking before one.
He's not taking another offer there because it's not a good part of town. And some would say, well, you're being prejudiced or discriminatory. This is dollars and cents and money. I don't think y'all know how St. Louis is in certain areas. And it doesn't mean everybody that lives in North St. Louis is bad, but in some neighborhoods, you don't need to be out there at nighttime. And the second driver mentioned he likes to drive at night because of the safety. Listen, in certain areas in St. Louis, man, it's even during the daytime with the traffic and people just driving crazy and reckless. There's less driving being had in certain parts of St. Louis at night. So some would say it could be safer because there's just less people out and about. So hey, to each his own. I'm not out past a certain time, especially in certain neighborhoods. It's just not worth it. I don't care if it's $100 fare. That feeling of a stranger behind you and you don't know who they are. And listen, Uber needs to do a better job. And there's no way that they can really vet 100% safety. But we shouldn't be picking up people under 18. We shouldn't. And I know it's hard to really, somebody else's account, it says it's Pedro, but it's really Pedro's kid, and they're 15, they got to get to work. Like, I get it. But at nighttime, at 2 a.m. in the morning, what 15-year-old's got a job at 2 a.m.? Think about it, right? It's just, be careful out there, y'all. This is my neck of the woods. I picked up people in those neighborhoods. I've done food delivery, Walmart, Spark Orders, Instacart. I know that area. And it can be shady. I hope my fellow RideShare brothers and sisters out there. Why is it so dark? What's going on here? We in the shade? Anyways, I hope some of us can make better decisions. And I know we're pressed. We got to make money. Maybe it's your second job. It's like you got to work at night. You're going to be better off in South County. You're going to be better off in other parts of St. Louis. Certain parts of North County, man, you probably want to stay away, especially now. These kids out here, man, they don't care. They're just trying to make money. They're just trying to do, they're trying to rob people. They're trying to, it's crazy out here. Be safe, okay? St. Louis is hot, especially in the summertime. It ain't Chicago. Maybe it's not Memphis. It doesn't get the national news. But I'm telling you right now, there are a lot of young kids out here, mostly males, doing dirty work out here. Be safe, fellow drivers. Be safe and be cautious.
This morning in North St. Louis, where a shot was fired, but no one was hit.
Overnight, and police say 3 juveniles are behind it. Shots were fired. There was a police chase and injuries to officers as well.
Yeah, First Search Force, Justin.